Looks like we've got a pretty hefty stack of articles all about Microsoft Ignite 2024.
Yeah,
You guys really want to dig into the AI news, huh?
absolutely. I mean, there is a lot to unpack here. It seems like Microsoft is really making some big moves,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to AI. We've got Copilot features popping up kind of everywhere,
Right.
and a new emphasis on AI agents.
Okay.
Plus, there are even some mentions of this thing called Azure AI Foundry.
Uh-huh.
And we've even got quantum computing thrown in the
Oh,
mix.
quantum computing. All right, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
This is a lot to cover, though, so don't worry. We're going to break this all down into the most fascinating,
Yeah.
important points, so you can skip having to, read through all of it yourself.
Exactly. Consider us your guides to all the key takeaways from Microsoft Ignite.
Okay, I'm ready. So let's start with something that really jumped out at me. Almost 70% of Fortune 500 companies are now using Microsoft 365 Copilot. I mean, that's going to tell you something, right?
It certainly seems like Copilot is becoming the AI assistant of choice for businesses, for those who haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Yeah.
It's essentially like having a super smart helper
Right.
built into all your familiar Microsoft apps,
Yeah.
like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you name it.
And at Ignite, they were showing off Copilot in all sorts of new places.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just about helping you write a better email anymore, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. We saw Copilot integrated into everything from Excel and Pages to the Power Platform.
Wow.
They're even tailoring Copilot for specific industries now,
Oh, wow.
like for HR professionals or IT specialists.
Interesting.
And one thing that I found really interesting is this new thing called Copilot Actions.
Okay, Copilot Actions. That sounds pretty intriguing. What is that exactly?
So it's basically the ability to give tasks directly to your AI.
Okay.
So you could tell Copilot to, let's say, follow up with stakeholders on a project, or even to create a summary of your day's activities.
That is pretty powerful.
It is. It's pretty powerful.
Okay, so that's AI assistance going to a whole other level.
Yeah.
But then there was also a lot of buzz at Ignite about AI agents.
Yeah.
Is that just another way of saying assistant, or is there more to that?
It's a pretty significant step forward. Think of an AI agent as an assistant that has a much greater degree of autonomy.
Okay.
And also context awareness.
Huh?
They can actually take actions without needing constant input from you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me an example. What could one of these agents actually do?
Okay, imagine an IT help desk agent that automatically starts the onboarding process when a new employee joins the company.
Okay.
It could grant them access to the right systems, set up their accounts, send welcome emails,
Oh.
all without a human having to do anything.
Okay, now that is impressive.
Yeah.
So how do you even build one of these agents?
So they have this platform called Copilot Studio.
Okay.
And think of it as a place where you can design and customize your own AI agents. And at Ignite, they just announced a whole bunch of exciting new features for it.
Like what? Tell me more.
Well, they made some major improvements to the knowledge base that powers these agents.
Okay.
So they're smarter and more capable.
Mm-hmm.
They've also deeply integrated Azure AI, which unlocks tons of potential. And get this, they've added multimodality.
Yeah, I have to admit, multimodality sounds a little bit intimidating. What does that even mean in this context?
It means that you'll be able to interact with your agents in a bunch of different ways.
Okay.
So through voice commands, text input, maybe even visuals.
Right.
It's about creating a more natural way to communicate with your AI.
Okay.
And here's another big one for developers. They've added the ability to start building an agent from an existing app,
Oh, wow.
which will save a ton of time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got these AI assistants that are becoming even more capable, and now we've got AI agents that can act autonomously.
Right.
It's like something straight out of a science fiction movie.
I know.
Are there any real-world examples of companies that are actually using this technology?
Actually, there's a really interesting one that Microsoft highlighted at Ignite.
Oh, yeah.
Toyota is using AI agents to speed up their innovation process,
Interesting.
specifically in powertrain development.
Powertrains, like car engines and stuff.
Exactly. Toyota developed this AI system called Obeya,
Okay.
and they describe it as kind of a collective brain for all their engineers.
Interesting.
It captures all the knowledge and expertise of the entire team and makes it instantly accessible.
Wow.
So if an engineer is working on a new engine design, they can ask Obeya to, bring up relevant data, research, even environmental regulations.
It's like having a team of expert advisors available 24/7.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's producing some really interesting results. Toyota claims that this system has helped them achieve breakthroughs in fuel efficiency and performance. They've significantly shortened their design cycles, which means they can get their innovations out there much faster.
That's a perfect example of how AI is not just hype. It's
Yeah.
actually having a tangible impact
Right?
in some pretty unexpected places.
Yeah.
It seems like Microsoft is really laying the foundation for a future
Yeah.
where AI is just like interwoven into every part of how we work and live.
Absolutely. And one of the key components of that vision is this new service called Azure AI Foundry.
Okay.
And it's essentially a comprehensive platform
Right.
for building and scaling your own AI solutions.
So are we talking about something like an AI marketplace where you can just pick and choose different AI models?
It's similar to that in some ways.
Okay.
They have a huge library of pre-trained AI models that you can choose from depending on what you need.
Right.
So let's say you're building an app that needs image recognition. You could just select a pre-trained model from the library and just plug it right in.
That sounds really convenient
It
for
is.
developers.
Yeah.
But what about customization?
Yeah.
Surely not every app can just rely on some generic model.
You're right. Customization is key.
Yeah.
And that's where Azure AI Foundry really shines. You can take those pre-trained models
Uh-huh.
and fine-tune them to fit your exact use case.
Okay.
You can tweak the parameters, add your own data, and really make the AI model your own.
So it's like starting with a solid foundation
Yeah,
and then tailoring it to your specific needs.
exactly.
I like that.
And to make sure that all this power is used responsibly, Microsoft has built in what they call trustworthy AI features right into Azure AI Foundry.
Okay.
So that means that ethical considerations are baked right in from the start.
That's good to hear. We all know that AI can be incredibly powerful, but it's important to make sure it's used in a way that benefits everyone, right?
Absolutely. They're even providing tools for things like detecting bias in your models.
Oh, wow.
So developers can identify and address those concerns early on.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Now, are you ready to take a trip to the absolute bleeding edge of science?
Okay.
Because we got to talk about the quantum computing announcement.
All right, now we're getting to the really futuristic stuff.
I know, right?
This is about their partnership with atom computing, right?
Yes, it's a huge development. They've teamed up to offer a commercial quantum machine with a record-breaking number of entangled logical qubits.
I'm trying to keep up, but I have to admit,
Yeah,
quantum computing is still kind of mind-boggling to me.
it is.
Can you explain in simpler terms what this partnership actually means?
Essentially, they've potentially unlocked a level of computing power
Okay.
that we could only dream of before.
Wow.
You know, it's still early days for quantum computing, but this could be a game changer for solving those incredibly complex problems
Yeah.
that even our most powerful supercomputers struggle with.
So we're talking about problems that are basically impossible to solve with current technology.
Potentially, yes. Quantum computing could revolutionize fields like medicine, material science, even climate modeling.
So we've got AI becoming more integrated into everything. We've got the potential of quantum computing.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but also a little intimidating.
I know, right?
What
Yeah.
about security in all of this? All of this advanced technology must come with new risks, right?
You're absolutely right. Microsoft knows that the security landscape is changing rapidly,
Right.
especially with the rise of AI. That's why they dedicated a big chunk of Ignite to showcasing all their latest security tools and services.
Can you give me some examples? How are they actually tackling these new challenges?
Well, they've rolled out new hardware like the Azure Integrated HSM, which is it's their own custom-designed security chip.
Oh, yes.
It's all about providing tamper-proof protection for sensitive data and encryption keys.
Uh-huh.
And then they've also got the Azure Boost DPU, which is a new data processing unit
Okay.
specifically designed to speed up security and networking tasks.
So it's like a multi-pronged approach,
Exactly.
addressing security at both the hardware and software levels.
They're building a multi-layered defense system
Right.
to protect against increasingly sophisticated threats.
It sounds like they're taking security seriously,
Yeah.
which is reassuring.
It is.
So far, we've covered Microsoft going all in on AI with Copilot and these incredible AI agents,
Right.
pushing the boundaries of computing with quantum advancements. And prioritizing security to keep pace with all of these changes,
Yeah,
that's a lot to absorb.
it is.
And we're just getting started. We're going to dive even deeper into some of these announcements and
Yes.
explore what they mean for you, the listener,
Yeah,
after a quick break. Stay tuned.
absolutely. Welcome back. Before we took a pause, we were discussing the sheer scope of AI at Microsoft Ignite Copilot in virtually every app
Right.
and those amazing AI agents.
Right. It's almost like AI is becoming as fundamental as electricity.
Yeah.
But for our listener, I think we should get into some specifics. Can you give some concrete examples of how these new Copilot features could actually change someone's typical workday?
That's a great point. Imagine you're working on a big presentation in PowerPoint,
Okay.
but instead of spending hours, fiddling with the design and the layout, you could just tell Copilot what message you're trying to convey.
Right.
And it could generate a visually stunning presentation,
Wow.
complete with images, animations, and even speaker notes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about how Copilot could help someone who works with data all day.
Yeah,
Could it really make a difference for someone who's constantly drowning in spreadsheets?
absolutely. Let's say you're an analyst trying to make sense of a mountain of data.
Okay.
With Copilot in Excel, you can just ask questions in plain English.
Okay.
Like, show me the sales trends for the last quarter broken down by region.
Uh-huh.
Copilot would instantly analyze the data and generate, insightful charts and summaries, saving you hours of tedious work.
So it's not just about automating those mundane tasks.
Yeah.
It's about actually amplifying our abilities to make us more effective in our work.
Exactly. Copilot can free up our time and mental energy,
Right.
so we can focus on the tasks that require, you know, human creativity and strategic thinking.
Now, those AI agents we talked about earlier, they sound incredibly powerful,
Yeah.
but also somewhat futuristic.
Yeah.
Do you think there's something that the average person will be interacting with anytime soon?
That's an interesting question. While some of the more complex agents, like the one Toyota is using, are still, being used for highly specialized applications,
Right.
Microsoft is working on bringing agents to more common scenarios.
Do you have any examples of that? What would that even look like?
One example they showcase at Ignite is an employee self-service agent that's built into their BizChat platform.
Okay.
It's designed to handle those typical HR and IT tasks, so it can answer employee questions about things like company policies, benefits, or even help troubleshoot, technical issues.
Yeah. So instead of a new employee getting lost in a complicated HR system or waiting on hold with IT, they could just chat with this agent and get immediate answers or assistance.
Precisely. It's about streamlining processes, increasing efficiency, and ultimately empowering employees with, a smoother experience.
I can see how that would be a game changer, especially for large companies.
Yeah,
But could smaller businesses take advantage of this kind of technology too?
absolutely. Imagine a small business owner having an AI agent that manages their social media accounts, schedules their appointments, or even handles basic customer inquiries.
Right.
It would free up so much of their time to focus on, actually growing their business.
It's almost like having an extra set of hands or maybe even an extra brain.
Yeah.
Now we have to talk about Azure AI Foundry because it sounds like a pretty big deal, especially for developers.
It is. Azure AI Foundry is really Microsoft's vision for making AI development accessible to everyone.
Okay.
It's about equipping developers with the tools and resources they need to build and deploy AI solutions regardless of their level of expertise.
Break that down for me. What kind of tools are we talking about?
Well, one of the core features is a vast library of pre-trained AI models.
Okay.
So let's say a developer is building an app that needs to be able to recognize images.
Okay.
They can just choose an image recognition model from this library and integrate it into their app with just a few lines of code.
So it's kind of like drag and drop AI development?
You could say that it's all about making AI development more intuitive.
Yeah.
So developers can spend less time on the technical complexities and more time on building innovative solutions.
That makes sense. But I'm sure there are times when you need more than just a, generic pre-trained model.
Yeah.
What about customization?
Great question. That's where the fine-tuning capabilities of Azure AI Foundry come in.
Okay.
Developers can take those pre-trained models and customize them to fit their specific needs.
Uh-huh.
They can adjust various parameters, add their own data, and really make the model work exactly the way they want it to.
So it's like taking a custom-made suit and having it tailored to fit you perfectly.
Perfect analogy. And of course, Microsoft is very aware of the ethical implications of AI.
Right.
So Azure AI Foundry is designed with built-in trustworthy AI features.
Okay.
This means things like fairness, unbiased algorithms, and responsible use are considered from the outset.
Trustworthy AI. I love that. It's great to know that Microsoft is thinking about these issues.
They are. They even offer tools for detecting and mitigating potential bias in AI models,
Right.
which helps developers identify and address those concerns during the development process.
That's really encouraging to hear. Now, before we move on, I have to ask about the quantum computing announcement. It seems like something that's still years away from having any real-world impact, but it definitely captures the imagination.
It's true that quantum computing is still in its early stages,
Yeah?
but the partnership with atom computing is a major leap forward.
Right.
It brings us closer to harnessing the power of quantum mechanics to tackle problems that are simply impossible for classical computers to solve.
Can you give us a concrete example of the kind of problem that a quantum computer might be able to solve?
Drug discovery is one area where quantum computing could have a huge impact.
Okay.
Simulating the complex interactions of molecules is extremely difficult for classical computers, but quantum computers could potentially do it with ease.
Wow.
This could accelerate the development of new life-saving drugs and therapies in ways we can only imagine right now.
That's incredible. What about other fields? Where else could quantum computing make a difference?
Quantum computing could also revolutionize material science,
Okay.
allowing us to design materials with entirely new properties.
Interesting.
Imagine creating super efficient solar panels or batteries that last for weeks on a single charge.
It's almost hard to wrap your head around the possibilities.
I know.
It sounds like we're on the verge of a whole new era of technology.
Yeah.
But with all this talk of AI and quantum computing, I can't help but wonder, what does it all actually mean for the average person?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. And it's one we'll continue to explore after a quick break. Stay with us. Okay, we're back, and I'm still processing all this talk about AI agents and quantum computers and the future of, well, everything. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. What does all this Microsoft Ignite news actually mean? For you, the listener, what should you be paying attention to?
That's the key question. It's easy to get caught up in the hype
Right.
of all these big announcements,
Yeah.
but you really have to kind of filter out the noise and focus on what's actually relevant to your own life and work.
So you're saying no need to run out and buy a quantum computer just yet?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Even though some of these advancements might seem, kind of far out there,
Yeah.
they're all part of this bigger trend that's already shaping the world around us. The rise of AI is undeniable, and it's going to have a huge impact on, pretty much every industry, every profession, every aspect of our lives.
Okay, so what can our listener do to prepare for this AI-powered future? What are some practical steps they can take?
I think the most important thing is to embrace a mindset of continuous learning. The pace of technological change is only going to get faster.
Right.
So it's critical to stay curious, stay informed, and be willing to adapt.
So no more resting on our laurels.
Yeah,
Time to hit the books.
exactly.
Or I guess the online courses these days.
Right. There are so many fantastic resources available online
Yeah.
to learn about AI, data science, all sorts of related fields.
Yeah.
Platforms like Microsoft Learn offer free courses and tutorials
Okay, that's good.
to get you started.
Yeah, and it's not just about developing technical skills, is it? There are these human skills that will become even more valuable
Right.
in an AI-driven world.
Absolutely. Skills like critical thinking,
Right.
creativity, problem solving, and communication are these uniquely human traits that AI can't replicate, at least not yet. These skills will be essential for navigating the complexities of this new technological landscape.
So it's not about humans versus machines.
No.
It's about humans and machines working together.
Exactly. We should be viewing AI as this powerful tool
Right.
that can enhance our abilities,
Yeah.
automate those tedious tasks,
Yeah.
help us make, better, more informed decisions.
It's like having a super smart sidekick
Yeah,
by our side,
Right.
helping us navigate, the complexities of the modern world.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And speaking of sidekicks, remember those Copilot features we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Even if you're not a developer, I think it's worth paying attention to how Copilot evolves because it's likely to just become a standard feature
Right.
on all of our favorite apps and devices.
So whether you're writing an email or putting together a presentation or even just digging into a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
Copilot could become your new best friend.
Exactly. And even though AI agents might not be part of your daily life just yet, I think it's fascinating to consider how they could change your work or your personal life in the years to come.
Yeah, imagine having a personalized AI agent
Yeah.
that manages your schedule, books your travel, helps you make dinner reservations.
I know, right?
It sounds pretty amazing.
It does. It's
Yeah.
not as far-fetched as it might seem.
Mm.
But I do think as we embrace all these exciting new possibilities,
Yeah,
it's important to also be mindful of the larger implications.
you're right. As AI becomes more powerful and more integrated into our lives, I think we need to have, some thoughtful conversations about its role in society.
Absolutely. We need to be asking questions like, how do we make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly?
Right.
How do we address potential bias in algorithms?
Hmm.
And how do we make sure that the benefits of AI are shared by everyone?
Right. It's not just about building cool new tech.
No.
It's about building a better future for all of us.
Well said.
So to wrap things up, Microsoft Ignite 2024 gave us this really fascinating glimpse into a future
Yeah.
where AI is everywhere, quantum computers are unlocking all these incredible possibilities,
Right.
and technology is advancing at this mind-boggling pace.
Yeah.
It's both exhilarating and a little bit daunting.
I know.
But ultimately, I think it's up to all of us
Yeah.
to shape this future.
I agree.
And remember, this deep dive is just a starting point. We encourage you to, delve deeper into any of the topics that we talked about today.
Right.
Check out those Microsoft Ignite resources.
Yeah.
And most importantly, start thinking critically about what the rise of AI actually means
Yeah.
for you and your world.
Well said. And if you come across any mind-blowing AI news, send it our way. We're
Yes.
always up for another deep dive.
Yeah,
Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring.
I like it.